Yeah, my name is Isaka Bali Mamusa. I am the country program manager for water and sanitation for the Urban Poor, a UK-based non-for-profit organization that is focusing on low-income communities in urban locations across Africa. Basically, what we try to do is to work with local service providers. What we mean by local service providers is that those who are mandated to deliver services to low-income communities, both water, sanitation, hygiene. This also includes private sector players in the service delivery process. So what we try to do is to work with them, to support them, to break the barriers that do not allow them to deliver services to these low-income people so that they can deliver services, to create that enabling environment for private sector suppliers of sanitation wares to interface very well with low-income communities, and also provide support to financing institutions to understand the needs of low-income consumer market and develop customized financing products that will enable the low-income consumers to be able to afford and buy sanitation products. So these are the kinds of things that we do. We also do help local government institutions like the MMDAs to develop implementation plans and support them with resources and ideas to move these plans into implementation and facilitate their interaction with other players, other market players. For instance, the private sector people, toiletware producers, installers of toilets, and all these people. So that's basically some of the things that we do. Yeah.
What are your impressions about this workshop?
Well, I think the essence of this workshop and this program underscores the fact that sanitation solutions and interventions must be local driven. And so this is meant to challenge the MMDDs to develop local solutions to confront the sanitation challenges that we have in this country. And that has been our philosophy as an organization. External organization will drop in bits and pieces of resources, but these should be used for learning and developing models that will enable government pick these and reach a scale. And for me, that's the essence of this challenge, to challenge these MMDAs to develop costed plans and realistic plans in order to implement them with local resources. And these are the kinds of support that we provide to these local MMDAs to be able to do. We know and we believe that there are enough local resources. It is the ability to mobilize these local resources and to channel them into sanitation improvement that is a bottleneck. And that's what I think that the right place for donor-funded projects would be to support these MMDAs to mobilize these resources, develop business models in order that we can implement projects that will improve sanitation in this country.
Thank you very much. That will be all, sir.
Yeah, my name is George Nanakwisi Roxin. I work with Zoomlion Ghana Limited as the head of research, innovation, and development. And I'm here participating in the partnership that the private sector can bring to liquid waste management in the MMDAs. This particular award program organized by DFI, and its partners, I think is a very novel approach to soliciting innovations to help MMDs properly address their sanitation need in a more sustainable manner, looking at the fact of creating jobs, safeguarding the environment, and also getting people to be aware and also be able to create income for people to be able to manage their affairs in their various municipalities. So I think this is a very good approach, and just like other participants have said, the scope of stakeholders that came together in looking at this approach, I think is very great and it's laudable.
So moving on, or moving from here, how is the organization going to assist the MMDAs achieve that aim of properly managing the liquid waste?
Yeah, as you rightly know and has been mentioned already, Zoomlion as a company has been at the forefront of public-private partnerships with MMDAs and even with research institutions and the media to foster a greater collaboration in addressing sanitation issues. We've done quite well, or very well, in the waste management front, having transformed the value chain along the period. I think this also calls for a new focus on liquid waste, which we have already started, and we think even expanding it from Accra to the other regions and districts would serve as a major boost. So yes, Zoom Lion will fully participate, see how we can bring synergies together with other organizations, both as NGOs, research institutions, and corporate organizations, to see how we can all support in bringing a good, sustainable solution to the various MMDAs.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much.
My name is Dr. Hassan Sari. I'm the Deputy Director of Water Research Institute, and I'm a Chief Research Scientist. My field of specialty is water quality management. In fact, the quality of the bottled waters and sachet water, everything. I actually look at them, water research, and then we test them for food and dashboard. In addition to that, actually water research is set up to actually research into water and its related resources for socio-economic development of the country. So apart from that, we also have a fishery unit which is based in Akosombo, and then we have groundwater, and we have basically 5 technical divisions, which is made up of the environmental, chemistry and sanitation division, is fishery division, as I've mentioned, surface water and groundwater division, and also the other technical division is environmental health and biology, making 5. And then we have 3 non-technical divisions, that's administration, finance division, as well as commercialization information division. Those are the 8 divisions we have in water research.
What are your impressions about this workshop that just ended?
But actually, it's a step in the right direction. Most of the time, we have this workshop, we do talk, draw, and then we go. But I think it's about time that we start doing something practical. We start walking the talk. We should not be talking about, we should look at, because you see, our intention in this particular workshop is to do something different. Our approach should be different. It should not be business as usual. So they are using the sanitation challenge, which to me is an innovative way of motivating people to be able to solve the various problems. And you see, it includes education, it includes innovation, it includes other things that will be used in solving this problem. So I think it's a step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction. So what are you taking away? So what are you taking away from here, from the workshop, and how are you going to assist the MMDAs meet their targets?
But it was clear. You see, looking at the various roles we play in our various organizations and in our various, it was clear that we all hands should be on deck. It should be a holistic approach, so that we all engage. Like we were discussing over here, that we should have a centralized sewer system, which is going to come. We talk that Accra is going to have one, not in Accra alone, almost in all the regional capitals. This is something that should be planned, so that all the households will be hooked onto this sewer system, and then we can get our liquid waste treated, and then we'll make progress. But we should start from somewhere. I believe in small beginnings. We should start small somewhere. Maybe you take one district or municipality like Adenta, where I live. That's where I live, so maybe I can use that one as an example. And then we start, and if Adenta is on the sewer system, then we come to North Legon, like that, Medina, and all those places. Then gradually, as we do that, then we'll be solving the problem. But it's something that we should factor all aspects of liquid waste. It's not that we're going to only put a sewer system, we forget about storm drainage, we forget about leakage, we forget about the groundwater that is contaminated by septic tanks and other things. They should all be factored into it, so that we can have a sewer system where we treat it before releasing to the nearby receiving water bodies, and then we make some progress. is what is happening in Europe. And I don't think they are different from us. We should be able to also move there, basically. Yeah.
How are you going to assist the MMDAs?
The MMDAs, we have a groundwater unit in water research. And through community water and sanitation, we've been working with them already. I think the issue of having earmarking engineers and people and having a DEX actually for this sanitation is something we need to sort out. Maybe we can empower the reps already at the MMDs who are dealing with community water and sanitation, because you see that name, community water and sanitation, actually was set up to look at sanitation in the rural areas. But it looks as if the sanitation aspect is lacking. And I think they should be empowered. Even if they're able to take care of the sanitation aspects in the rural areas, then it will help with the urban centers, and that one can also be looked at. So basically, that is how we think. As CSI, we have various technologies that were presented to the MMDs, and they can use it. We talked about Apollonia, and there are some other technologies, innovative technologies that we have in CSR, which we think we'll be able to use and we'll be able to help the MMDs move forward. So that's the way we will assist.
Thank you so much, sir.
My name is Vida Duti, Country Director, IRC Ghana. We were here to organize this workshop in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. IRC is working on the Sanitation Challenge Program as the implementing agency representing IMC Worldwide, which is based in UK. I was also here in my capacity as the facilitator for the workshop. I think we set out to have this workshop so that we can have some conversation with the private sector innovators who are doing great job in the sector in terms of trying to have innovative solutions to address the problem of sanitation challenges that we have. We had a number of them come in. They shared what they are doing, which is quite impressive. And we've had opportunity to engage with them on the opportunities that the Sanitation Challenge Program presents and the need for them to forge partnerships with the district assemblies in the development of their liquid waste strategies so that we can incorporate some of these innovations into the program. Most of them have shown great zeal and enthusiasm to go to the assemblies to work with them to develop these programs. We hope that through these partnerships, we can begin to see some of these innovations coming to fruition. And we can also begin to see putting the whole idea of public-private partnership into reality within the framework of our district assembly programming and delivery. So hopefully, we'll have these things happening, and then we can scale the innovations that are very successful to transform the sanitation situation in Ghana.
Any expectations from the participants in the workshop?
My expectation from the participants of the workshop is that this will not be another talk shop. But then we can, after a year, or even by the time that we are looking at the plans that have been designed, we should see some of these partners that came here forming consortium with some of these assemblies, and then some of the proposals that we will receive, we want to see that they have actually gone out there to work with them in developing these proposals.
I'm Nate Tukuli, General Manager of Jakura Ventures Limited. Jakura Ventures is a waste management company working in Accra and a public-private partnership involving the AMA, ourselves, and then the public that we serve. And we offer solid waste collection services within the Osu-Klote sub-metropolitan area of the AMA. Now, under this arrangement, we have to register clients, and then we collect their waste and haul it under standards prescribed by the assembly. in undertaking this work, we came to realize that once waste is not waste but it's a resource that could be used. For about 4 or 5 years now, we've been trying to strategize how best we could implement a program so that when we are able to segregate the waste at source, we get better quality material that can feed industries, recycling industries that are in need of such material, so that we divert as much as possible the waste that we send to landfills, which are hazards now because they impact negatively on the climate. Operationally, they impact also on the high cost of delivery of services, which is becoming more and more unbearable for our clients to bear. And all this reflects back onto the environment with unauthorized people dumping waste in illegal areas, open spaces, into drains, and when it rains, we have bigger problems on our hands. In addition to this, we also run a couple of public toilets in the Lejukuku Krowo Municipal Assembly. One is in partnership with Safisana, an NGO in Ghana. One we own ourselves. And in our catchment area of the solid waste collections, we have engaged about over 150 commercial clients who we have a relationship with. We have an innovations department. We go educate them on how to do the segregation. We got a dedicated logistics supporting that department, and they collect this waste, which are in 3 streams mainly: plastics, organic, and then the third one, paper. Plastics, organics, and paper.
Sorry, so let's go.
Okay.
We do 3 streams: organics, plastics, and paper. The organics, we have a composting plant ourselves that we work on it. The paper and then the plastics, we have off-taker companies that we supply to. Some even come and collect it themselves from us. We have some other partnerships, one with the International Management Institute, ILMI, that we're coming up, we've developed, we've gone very far, and shortly we'll be producing a product called Fortify. This is an organic fertilizer produced from liquid waste, co-composted with solid waste, and would be promoting this to vegetable farmers, and we think when eventually we upscale this to go a long way to solve most of these liquid waste sanitation problems that we are confronted with.
Okay. We are in the partners meeting on the sanitation challenge for Ghana, which was launched on the 19th of November, the World Toilet Day, and has been running, and the first stage will run up to 30th April. What are your impressions so far, from the workshop? What have been your impressions on the sanitation challenge?
It has been very, very good, because so far it looks like everybody is talking about the problems, and then individual entities are working, have their own programs. But at this particular forum, you have almost all the key stakeholders here. You have the media, you have research institutions, you have donor innovators, and then private companies, and then the policymakers coming together to adopt a holistic approach. And everybody is talking about experiences and what is involved in. So out of this, we expect that synergies, relationships, networks would come up. And once it's a competition and it's a challenge, it's going to motivate the MMDAs to try and come up with sustainable strategies that can help address the sanitation challenge.
What would Jakura have to offer to the MMDAs in this competition by way of support in putting their plans together and possibly the implementation?
So far, as one of the leading waste management companies promoting segregation at source, we have that rich experience of what we've done so far over the past 3-4 years, both with residential clients and commercial clients. Secondly, we have established networks, relationships with recycling companies that are already taking what we segregate from us. Then with our experience also in the haulage sector, when we partner the MMDAs, will occupy a very critical segment of storage, pre-processing, and then haulage, a distributing entity to the big industry. Eventually, we also hope to expand our operations and enter into the recycling sector ourselves.
Thank you very much.
I'm the country manager of Sanitation Limited. Sanitation is a waste reuse company. We promote sanitation and promote the concept of waste reuse. We currently work with the Shaman, so we are promoting for plants for the processing of organic and fecal waste into energy and organic fertilizer.
Impressions about this workshop you just attended?
I think the workshop has been well organized, has been very interactive, and it is designed to expose the details of the program to participants. I think this is a program, or this is one challenge that is going to expose the MMDAs to the rudiments of sanitation, and I think that it is also going to a long way going to help all the municipalities to approach sanitation with a different dimension. The way we have been doing approaching sanitation in the past has not been successful, and that is why our nation has been struggling, and we all know the consequences of not doing the right things. So this is going to help the MMDAs to approach sanitation with a business motive, and it's going to also help them to rethink how to do things differently. So I think it's a good program.
You've gathered a lot from this workshop. So what are you taking home? And going forward, how are you going to assist the MMDAs in your area of operation?
Well, I think the first thing I can talk about is that having worked with MMDAs for some time now, I noticed there's a lack of technical capacity at the municipal level. So to say what we can offer the MMDAs, I think the first thing that comes to mind is technical expertise, and also an expertise in the area of retuning their mind to approaching sanitation with a business motive. A lot of money can be made from sanitation, but the way we approach it is making it very difficult and unsustainable. So the sustainability aspect is very crucial, and that is where Samisana comes in.
Thank you very much for your time.
My name is Habib Yakubu, and I work for the Center for Global Safe Water, Sanitation and Hygiene at Emory University. What we are interested in, we work with governments, NGOs, and communities in applied research to improve their water, sanitation, and hygiene conditions.
How did you see the workshop? What are your impressions about this workshop?
I think this workshop will be very helpful in trying to improve the general sanitation conditions in Ghana, especially in large towns. For a while now, there has been this gap in treating liquid waste. We don't have it. All we do is store it underground, and if you don't store it well, it gets out somewhere. We are not treating it well. So this workshop actually will bring about a change in the way liquid waste has been perceived and how it's going to change lives. There's a link between sanitation and health, and if liquid waste is not treated well, as we've seen from previous years, it has an impact on health and how people live their lives.
So, going forward, what are you taking from here, and how are you going to assist the MMDAs come up with innovative plans managing sewage?
Yes, we've developed, as a center, we've developed a tool called the SaniPath tool. The SaniPath tool determines which fecal pathways that have the highest impact on health in every community or town. So we are looking at partnering with these MMDAs to assist them identify where they can intervene. So when they're able to do that identification of where they intervene in terms of liquid waste, then they'll be able to we'll assist them to develop a strategy to alleviate where there are gaps in terms of their liquid waste management system.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.